Everybody, take a look at this picture. This is President Trump in the highest government building inside the United States being attacked from his own government. And here's someone saying, my dear friend patriots, when I look at the comments under President Trump's tweets, it turns my stomach. We must do a better job of standing up for him. We've got to have his back as he has had ours. Please take a few moments every day to support him. And this is what I do. The trolls are out here in masses. A lot of them are just fake people, but they write the most vile, awful things. I'm sure he doesn't read them all, but that's not the point. The point is that the negativity on here is fierce. And everybody doesn't understand what just happened with Nancy Pelosi as Speaker. President Trump is the president. If anything happens to him, Mike Pence would be the vice that would take over as president. If anything happens to Mike, Nancy Pelosi would be the president of the United States until they held a special election. And if that happened, what they would do was they would destroy the United States and put a Democrat back in and have a rigged election with all the voter fraud that we have going now. That's how scary this is, and that's how close we are to losing this country. The Democrats have already made a move to open the government because the shutdown's an embarrassment on them, and Trump is standing firm. But they're trying every sleazy tactic in the planet to reopen the government. And you know what else they're doing? They're trying to eliminate the Electoral College, and they're introducing bills. And they're trying to impeach Trump. And everything good that he's trying to do, they're trying to destroy. And the reason people need to get in here to support this president, you need to go to President Trump's Twitter and go follow patriots. And don't use the excuse that someone threatened you. That's lazy. They threaten everybody. And what you do is you block, you don't respond, and you keep going. But to sit there and say you're afraid makes you pray to the deep state, because that means their sleazy tactics are working. How are you going to be threatened by someone who you don't even know? And these little trolls have about 2 people and 25 followers. They're idiots. But the fact that they can manipulate your mind so much that you'll sit there in the fetal position and not stand up for our president and fight for your rights in our country, I get sick to my stomach like this man. So I go where I'm needed, and we're all needed here. And in case you don't want to be on Twitter, then go on Chronic Talk and fight, because these types of platforms send the message out to the world. And if you don't even want to use your name and you don't even want to use your own picture, don't. But you need to be in the fight, and you need to be in the game and doing things to save this country. And we have to be thankful that someone started a brand new site so that we have a platform that's not vile like Twitter. And there's always been Gab. Those are the places where you need to be protecting our president, because there's people that take tallies of all of it. And that is how those things get to the government, to let people know that we know and that we're wide awake. And that's what everybody needs to do. I don't have any patience to accept anybody saying, I'm scared, somebody threatened me. That's what they do. They threaten everybody. And then when you post that, you just admit to them that you're easy to manipulate. And how dumb is that? You need to stop making comments like that and learn how to get on these sites and just post links and post articles. You don't even have to speak. But when you post things like this, here you go. You just say what they're up to, and then people can do thumbs up, and then you can share it on your wall. And that's how simple it is to save your voice and free speech. And again, I don't have any patience for anybody. I'm going to be where I'm needed. and doing something that's working, because I've always been fighting for this president and I've known what's at stake since 2015. It's more dangerous now than it ever was because they are hysterical. And someone said there's started tribunals. Really? Do you actually think that you're going to get a photograph of a tribunal? You're not. And no one's going to be able to put one out there, because if they're that secret, do you actually think any person on YouTube has a picture of it being done? They don't. So if they're being done in secret, and you can't believe every channel, because they're dying to get your business, get you to donate and do all kinds of stuff, and you don't have any way to prove it. And they're not going to let one person make a snapshot of a trial and put it out here for anybody. If they're that secret, they are top secret, and we're not going to know until we know. The end of story. And while I pray they're happening, I cannot believe how easy it is for anybody to say to other people that this and this is this happening because you saw it somewhere on YouTube. And I could go dig up something on Google and put a picture out and then say this happened and this happened, and my whole audience would believe me. But because I've got a record of telling the truth, but you can't, if they're having something done in secret, they're not leaking a photograph of it. So we have to pray that it's happening. There's been something that's been done to update the military tribunal code, and we can pray that it's happening, and it might be, but nobody is going to have a picture of it happening or know who is doing it, because it's top secret. Thank you.